Welcome to the Success with Jewelry podcast, where we invite you inside our conversations about business success and marketing for jewelry designers and entrepreneurs.
We're Liz and Laryssa, jewelry marketing experts with a combined 16 years of experience in jewelry marketing and proven track records in helping jewelry brands meet their goals. When you listen or watch this podcast, you get an intimate and exclusive peek behind the curtain of all the things you wish you could know about earning success in this industry.
Welcome to episode number 10. In this episode, we'll be talking all about sales and why it matters to your success. We'll be covering what's the difference between sales and marketing, why do you need to be proficient at both to find success, and how can you get better at sales and stop feeling crummy or self-conscious about it. We also offer a gated version of this episode, which has further commentary on the topic and many valuable tips that you can start implementing in your business today. To get access to the exclusive content, sign up by visiting successwithjewelry.com. Membership is only $20 a month for weekly extended episodes, personal engagement and interaction by us, free webinars and courses, active group discussion, community, and much more. And we've also added our 6-part webinar series that walks you through everything you need to know about digital marketing for your business. Let's get into it, Liz.
Yes, this is such an important topic, and a lot of designers don't love talking about it.
We're gonna break that mental block today, right?
We are going to make you feel excited about sales. So let's start with, first off, what is the difference between sales and marketing?
Marketing, the key word here is relationships. It's all about building relationships with customers, communicating with them, attracting them to your brand, building trust, another key word there, staying consistent with your brand story, being relevant to your target customers so they remember you, and continually looking for ways to differentiate yourself in the marketplace.
I worked at a jewelry brand once, and sales and marketing were next to each other, and there was a glass wall in between. And this is kind of how sales and marketing work together. They need to know what's going on. They need to support each other, but they aren't in the same room. They aren't doing the same thing.
I love that analogy. I also sometimes think of it as a relay race where marketing is like running the first leg of the race with a baton, and then marketing passes the baton to sales, and sales has to take it to the finish line. Except the reality is that the race, it kind of never ends because they feed each other. They keep going back into each other. And in order to retain a customer that you do close a sale with, you have to keep marketing to them and like starting that process again to get them to the next sale.
That is such a great visual that perfectly describes how sales and marketing work together. So to be more specific about what sales is, it's sales is what takes someone who's attracted to your brand. The marketing's done this work. Somebody's interested in your brand, but sales is what ultimately gets them to purchase.
Yeah, and typically marketers and salespeople refer to it as a funnel. So it's this like V-shaped customer journey where at the top of the funnel, people enter because they're attracted by marketing, and then they get more and more qualified to buy and like more the target customer of your brand as they go down the funnel. And as we get closer to the bottom and it's more narrow, sales really has to do the job of getting that person to make a purchase. And that's no longer marketing's job anymore at that point.
Why does a designer need to be really good at both of these things to find success?
Well, I would say especially if you sell custom jewelry or jewelry at a higher price point, you need to be offering that tailored customer experience, because the types of clients who would be purchasing these things, they want more of that high touch interaction that they're just never going to get from marketing alone, because no matter how personalized your marketing is, it's not that one-on-one experience that you would get from going into like a retail store, for example. So it's extremely important for designers to be kind of nurturing and guiding that relationship at those last moments before purchase.
So even in the digital space, even if you have your products tagged on social media, a lot of times, especially with jewelry, especially with fine jewelry, people want to talk to someone. They want to, have a conversation before they purchase. So I've talked a lot about this, but the direct messages and, responding to people and having conversations through email marketing is so important. So when somebody's asking the price of something, you're not just saying the price. You're saying this piece is really special because this gemstone is unique and it's, you'll never see one exactly like this again. And here are some extra videos and pictures, and here's the price. So you're really hand-holding your clients. You're making them, really understand what the product is. You're giving them all the information they need so that they can trust you and purchase. And sometimes if that purchase doesn't happen, you need to circle back and follow up.
With marketing too.
With marketing and sales.
Remarketing to that person. Yes, totally. As much as I love e-commerce and am passionate about it and love so many things about it, I think that it creates an illusion and a common misconception that marketing is the whole thing, because it takes out what traditionally would have been like a salesperson to customer interaction in a brick and mortar store, and then puts all the pressure on marketing to close that sale, because there's no like in-person interaction happening when someone clicks from, say, an email to your product page or from social media to your product page. So it puts so much pressure on marketing that really shouldn't be there. So it's important for us to also think about e-commerce offering that sales experience as well.
Yes, definitely. I mean, think about before social media, before the internet, people walked into a store and sales staff it was such an important role, and the experience they were creating. You were essentially immersed in a brand when you walked into this store. The products were merchandised and easy to shop, and then there was someone there to help you. So really thinking about how you can recreate that in some ways online is going to be incredibly helpful.
Yes, and doing that with merchandising, as you said, making sure your product pages are like as strong as they could possibly be, having some kind of way for the customer to connect with you or a customer service. So like live chat, clear and easy to find like phone number or email address, so that if the customer has any questions, they feel fully supported in that time that they're browsing your e-commerce shop.
And showing up live on social media too, or putting your voice out there or your face out there is really helpful to reinforce that too. How can you get better at sales? And how can you stop feeling self-conscious about it? Because I know a lot of you listening are probably thinking, I'm bad at sales. And we want to help you get through that.
First, you just have to realize that it's a necessary and normal part of business in a capitalist society. It's just a truth. It's part of doing business. And so when you realize that 100% of the clients and customers you're going to interact with know that and understand that, you're not going to feel self-conscious about it, because it's not weird. You're not doing anything wrong. They might say no, but that's not a reflection of yourself and what you're doing. It's just information for you to take to your next customer interaction.
And always remember that sales is a service. Selling is helpful to people. Putting together that gift guide that's really easy to shop and sending out that more salesy interaction than you're used to is helpful to your clients. Reaching out directly to clients eliminates a step for them and makes it so much easier for them to purchase something for someone on their list. So you're actually helping your clients by selling to them. And the other thing I'll say is that it takes practice. You have to practice selling. You have to practice talking about your product, talking about your brand. Sometimes even I encourage designers, especially when they're raising their price points or they're headed into gold from a silver collection, to practice saying the numbers out loud and practice talking about the price of things, because sometimes doing that will make it much easier to sell.
Yeah, and to your point, it's a lot of it is mindset too. This is maybe a little more woo than what we usually talk about on the podcast, but believing that you can be good at sales, believing that your products are worth it instead of having like self-limiting beliefs. You can even go on YouTube and search sales affirmations and you'll get a ton of results to kind of help inspire you. And so if it is a mindset challenge for you, I would really encourage you to try to find out what's stopping you from feeling confident about it and trying your best to overcome it.
And something to really think about too is positive sales interactions you've had with other brands or people who were trying to sell to you. What have you liked about that? What can you learn from that? I find that to be really helpful too.
So, what did you think about our insights and tips about sales? You can visit successwithjewelry.com to sign up for the extended version of this episode, as well as many actionable tips and a jewelry brand case study that we share at the end. Membership is just $20 a month for an exclusive peek behind the curtain into what it takes to grow a successful jewelry business.